What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Spooky Story Time Wednesday, where every Wednesday we will sit and talk and chat about spooky, scary, bizarre, abnormal, paranormal things that happen here around the world or in my travels. I hope you're having a great day so far. Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button. If not, the Pennywise that's over my shoulder will come and grab you and pull your feet late at night and take you to a very spooky place. That sounded like a little weird. A little too weird for me. Guys, I'm happy to be here with y'all, and let's talk about some scary stuff. Now, y'all know I love spooky movies, spooky stories, spooky songs, spooky pictures, spooky everything, and I've done many vlogs in my prior vlog history and my prior YouTube history of spooky sounds, spooky videos, spooky stories, spooky this, scary that, blah blah blah. But there's one thing I've not really focused on, and those are scary pictures. Not just any scary pictures, but pictures that really penetrate the soul and really leave you for sure scared, and you won't be able to sleep that night. We all love scary movies, we all love scary stories, but the thing is, when we read a scary story, we have a lot of context, or at least some kind of context. When we watch a movie, we have some kind of context. So our imagination, even though yes, it creates a lot of scenarios in our own imagination, we create our own scenarios. But what happens when you see a picture that doesn't have much context? We all have favorite scary movies. One of my all-time favorite scary movie is Creepshow. If you guys don't know this, I literally have Creepshow merch everywhere. And for sure, I love the 1990 Pennywise. Now, with all this being said, there's so many more horror movies that I love and we can talk about. But when it comes to pictures, you see a scary picture or an illustration and it just leaves you baffled. It leaves you speechless. It kind of stays here a little bit longer than a movie. A movie has context. A movie can take you to a certain place. And yes, you can have a backstory and all of this. But what if you see a picture and you don't know what the context is? Your imagination starts to create more thoughts, more theories, more hypotheses, to the point where you have nightmares. You can have night terrors. You can have so many things going in your head where it doesn't let you sleep. Today, we're gonna talk about some of those scary pictures. So before we start, viewer discretion is advised. Some of these pictures are scary. Some of these pictures will leave you petrified. And honestly, y'all already probably know some of these pictures. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark by Alvin Schwartz, illustrated by Stephen Gammell. Let's be real honest about these books. We all have read these books. We all have had these books one point in our lifetime. If you're like me, someone who grew up in church, then y'all know your parents probably threw away these books. And the main reason wasn't because the stories were head-turning, petrifying, you couldn't sleep for the rest of your life stories, but it was because the illustration of these books were amazing. Yes, they're scary. Yes, they will leave you speechless. Yes, you won't be able to sleep. Even me being a grown man, I am still scared of these illustrations, these pictures. So there's 3 books: Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. We have More Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And number 3 is Scary Stories 3, More Tales to Chill Your Bones. Sorry, it's plural. Bones. Now, all these stories, they're cute, they're scary, they're spooky. Yes, they as a kid and even a young teenager, you might get a little scared, a little bone chilling, and that's it. You put them away and you're good for the rest of the night. At least for me. But what made these stories just as scary as the author intended for them to be is the illustration. Oh man, the illustration of these books. The freaking pictures, the coloring, and just the design. If anything, there wasn't any coloring, but the way the shade and the dark was colored in these pictures, like honestly, you're that's it. You're scared. You can't unsee these illustrations. Stephen Gammell did an amazing job. These books were so controversial in the 80s that they had to pull them out of libraries, out of books, out of bookshelves, out of so many places where kids were at, out of school districts, because the illustration made parents feel a little eerie and uncomfortable, and it was very diabolical for what was happening in the 80s. In the 80s, when we had this Christian revolution of take away scary stories, take away scary comics, take away scary movies, don't introduce this to our kids. So it came in a moment where these were kind of illegal almost, but Stephen Gammell was like, nah fam, we're gonna do these illustrations, and we're gonna leave our footprint of scary stories in this world. Some of my personal favorites is the cat's paw, is the wolf girl, and then we have this really weird one, the church. Now, these are not the ones that scared me the most, but these are just honorable mentions. The wolf girl kind of did leave me a little eerie for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. For sure, top two is The Dream and Harold. Now, what didn't help is that they made a movie out of this. Guillermo del Toro was an executive producer for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. They made a movie back in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Did an amazing job with kind of interpreting the illustrations of Stephen Gammell. Perfect, great, amazing. But back in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, I'm from 92, seeing these books, reading these books, and having the eerie, pale-faced girl in the dream, it's just, tell me you're gonna sleep well that night. Tell me you're gonna be able to just, you know, chill in your room, drink coffee, and pretend that thing is not gonna come out at you. Imagine you're sleeping and all of a sudden you wake up and you see this. Imagine you wake up, lean up from your bed, you can go to the bathroom, you see this in your hallway. No, hell no. Now, I'm not gonna spoil much of the story, but if you have time, just Google Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, The Dream, and you can read it there. It's short, it's sweet, it's beautiful, and then you have that illustration. And then you have Harold. Harold is a very interesting freaking story that even talking about it kind of gives me a little eerie, gives me a little goosebumps. And I'm recording this right now. It's the middle of the night. I always tend to film all my spooky story vlogs in the middle of the night because there's no noise, nobody's here bothering me, I'm not getting text messages or calls from work. So yes, I'm a little scared right now. I am a little scared. But Harold, it's a scarecrow. It's a living freaking scarecrow. Look at this. Look at this. Imagine you're going for a walk and this is chasing you. Now, fam, we are done. I'm going home. I'm getting the hell out of here. Imagine you're driving and along the road, you see Harold just staring at you. Are you scared, Mr. Creep? Because I am. These are scary pictures, right, Mr. Creep? I'm talking to toys. This is the only way I keep myself from going crazy. If you have read these Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark books, let me know which has been your favorite story. Put it in the comment section down below. There's 3 books. I wish there was more. There's actually a documentary about Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark on Amazon Prime. It's pretty cool. It goes into depth of the author Alvin Schwartz, which, you know, homie really left his name forever in what was the scary book or the scary stories genre forever. And Stephen Gammell, if you're out there, bro, I want your autograph. I want to sit down with y'all and I want to talk to you about these illustrations. All right, Leo, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. We're almost done. John Ken Mortensen. This illustrator I did not know about at all. As I was doing research on Stephen Gammell, he popped out, John Ken Mortensen, as another spooky illustrator who draws scary things on post-it notes. You heard it right, post-it notes. Here's a little backstory. He is an actual director and writer for kids TV shows in Denmark, and he's really good at it. He's won such awards, but yet he loves the obscure, the spooky, the weird, the bizarre. The awesome thing about John is that his illustrations are very childish, but at the same time, if you remember when you were a kid, all these scary things that happen in your bedroom, that happen underneath your bed, in your closet, as you're hanging out, chilling, like, look at these. Look at these. These are like no joke. And he says that we all have an attraction, or we all have a liking towards the scary and the spooky. And honestly, yes, because me, I go to church. I love worship. I love doing all these things that are church related. I'm a musician. I'm a cinematographer. I'm a photographer. But there's always been an attraction to the scary, the bizarre, the eerie, the spooky, and the paranormal. I think John is an amazing professional. He loves doing his stuff as a director, writer for kids TV, but he's also an amazing illustrator. At least he is honest to himself and he likes the scary stuff. I know as a kid, I always asked myself, what's in my closet? What's underneath my bed? Remember those days when you were taking a shower and you thought there was something outside of your shower curtain? Or those days you cover yourself late at night or with your sheets because you thought there was something in your room and it was gonna get you unless you cover yourself with the most powerful gun shield protection there is, and that is your bed sheets, because apparently if you cover yourself with your bed sheets, nothing can touch you, nothing can harm you. But John did a great job illustrating those things. I really enjoy doing the research for these spooky illustrations with Stephen Gammell, John Mortensen, and so on and so forth. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Spooky Storytime Wednesday. Let me know which one was your favorite illustration. Some of these don't even have names, but make up a name or describe it down in the comment section. I'll see you guys next Wednesday with another Spooky Storytime Wednesday. I'm gonna go ghost hunting. I think by the time this vlog comes out, I will be in one of my travels and I will be doing ghost hunting in that particular city. I love you guys. God bless. Be safe. Stay spooky. And I'll see you guys in another vlog. Bye. Where is my cake, Olivia? Where is my cake? Bye, guys. Why are you still here? Get out of here.